Hello, my lovely students. I hope all of you are doing so well. And in today's video, we're going to continue going through our geometry pack. And the first question that we're going to have a look at over here is this one, question B. All right, so if I ask you to find y and x, can you please just try to do this first on your own? You can just give it a try. We practiced a lot of these questions in the class. Just to think about how we can find x, how we can find y, then return to the video to check if your answer and your way of thinking is correct or not. Pause the video right now and return to check your answer. All right, so here to find x, it's very easy. This is a supplementary angle. Both of them make supplementary angle, which is what? What is supplementary? Yes, they add up to 180 degrees. If one of them is 110, what about the other one? Yeah, exactly. We're going to subtract it from 180, which is going to be 70 degrees. So x here is 70 degrees. All right, done. Okay, what about y? How can we find y? Okay, look at this. So now we found x, it's 70. Can you see these two parallel lines? Here you go. If this is 45 degrees, don't you think that this should also be 45 degrees? Look at the F letter over here. Making what? Making corresponding angles. This is 45 degrees, so this one is also 45 degrees. Corresponding angles. I'm going to erase all of this. All right. We agreed then that this is also here 45 degrees. If this is 45 and this is 45, okay, now we can easily find y. It is going to be 90 degrees. 90 degrees. So y is 90 degrees. Okay, let's continue having a look at a different question. Yes, let's have a look at this. Question C. Oh, mister, I get confused when I start dealing with things that have x, y, x plus 4. How can I handle this in geometry? It is the same knowledge that we have. Here we need to find x and we need to find y. So having here x plus 4, it is equal to what? Now we need to start thinking about it as if it's solving an equation or algebra. X plus 4 is equal to what? Isn't this equal to this? Y, alternate interior angles. So both of them are equal. So what are we going to find right over here? We need to write, we need to write here, x plus 4 equals 92. Solving the equation, sending positive 4 to the other side. Negative 4 is going to make it x equals 88. So now we found that x is 88. And now, yes, it makes sense because if I replace x with 88 plus 4 is 92. Yeah, it will work. So x here is 88. So what do you think y is going to be? It is exactly the same like x, corresponding angles. Look at this. Corresponding angles, x is equal to y. X is 88, then y is also 88 degrees. Okay? All right, let's move to another question, which is, I don't want to solve it for you, but we already practiced a lot of these questions today in class. Well, just reminding you here, do you remember the equilateral triangle? Equilateral triangle, what's the angle? What's the size of each angle in an equilateral triangle? 60 degrees. So now we will be able to find x. Okay. I'm going to I don't want to solve any of the other questions. We are going to discuss them also tomorrow in class. All right. Now I want to remind you of the area of a square. What's the area of a square? Area of a square equals s to the power of 2, or s squared. What's s? It's the size or the length of one side. So for example, if I wanted the area of this square, one side is 4, it's 4 squared, which is 16. So area of this square, we write a equals s squared. Right over there, s squared Then now we can write A equals, S is what? What's the length of the side? It is 4, so it's going to be 4 squared. So what is A? A equals 16 centimeters squared, and don't forget putting in the unit, it's 16 centimeters squared. Okay, that's the area of this square. The same thing exactly with the rest of the questions, but what if they are giving us the area and they are requesting the, what is it called? They're requesting the length of the side. So here they're giving you the area. They're saying the area is 16 centimeters squared. What's the length of one side? Oh, and now we get the square root of 16. So here they're saying A, we're saying A equals S squared, right? Area of square is the side, the length of the side squared. We need to find S. We have A? Yes, we have A. A is 16. So 16 equals S squared. Okay, what's the number that if we square gives us 16? Oh, that's the square root, mister. All right, so S equals 4. S equals 4. The side is 4. 4 squared is 16. Yes, so the length of the side is 4. The same thing exactly. You can do the same thing here. And in every question, we need to find the square root of 169. What's the number that when you multiply by itself, it gives you 169, and so on with the rest of the questions. Okay. All right, let's move on to the next page. Area of rectangles. We all know A equals, oh, what a big A. All right, LW. Again, guys, sorry about my handwriting. Okay, so area of any rectangle is length times width. So here I have the length. The length is the long one, the width is the short one. So it's not necessarily the one at the bottom that this is called the length. No, here, this is the length because it is 11, it is the long one. Here, the length is 7 because it's the long one, not the 3. So here, LW, L times W, so here it's 21 meters squared. And so on with the rest of the questions. What if one of them is missing? Like, for example, I have here the length is 9 centimeters, so the breadth or the width is 7. I can find the area easily. Yes, it's the same. L times W is giving me the area. But what if I have here the width is missing? Like here they call it the breadth. So the width or the breadth is missing. What are we going to do? Yes, to find the width, we're going to divide 32 by 8 is going to give me here 4 centimeters. So yes, now if I multiply 8 centimeters by 4 centimeters, is going to give me 32 centimeters squared, which is that area. Okay, the same thing here. All right, now this page here, page 11. How can we do it? It is the area of a triangle. How can we find the area of a triangle? A equals what? A equals half. I'm going to write half this way because I'm using the keyboard. Half BH, or BH divided by 2. What is B? It's base. What's H? It's the height. You multiply them by each other and then you divide it by 2, gives you the area of the triangle. So I'm going to take this as an example over here. 5 is the height. 18 is the base. How can I find the area of such a triangle? Write the rule. A equals half BH or BH over 2, whatever. Both of them are the same. BH over 2. Okay, let's continue. What is BH over 2? Multiply the base by the height. What is 18 times 5? It's 90. 90 divided by 2. So you're going to find A equals 90 divided by 2. You can write it over there. 90 divided by 2 is going to be 45 centimeters squared. And this is the area of this triangle. You can keep going with the rest of the questions exactly the same way, following the same rule. All right, let's keep going. Here, they just didn't draw for you the triangle. It's just the same. Don't get confused or don't panic if you see question written to you like this in the form of a word problem. A triangle that has a base of 30 centimeters and a height of 15 centimeters. What's the area? You can draw the triangle if this is going to help you visualize the problem, but you can still also just know that the height is 15 and the base is 30. Start writing the formula and substituting for the base as 30 and the height is 15. Find the answer. Don't forget to put the unit at the end squared, so centimeters squared. Here is such a question like question B over here. It is kind of different. Why? Because they're giving us the area and the missing thing over here is the height. The height itself is missing. So let's try to do this, because you're going to find it there also in the rest of the questions. You're going to find it here in question 4, giving you the base, giving you the height, asking about the area, but the other questions giving you the area, the base, asking about the height, and so on. We did this in class today, by the way. We did it in class, and it was the boys who had that question, and Abdurrahman was answering it on the board. All right, so in a question like this one over here, they are saying a triangle has an area of 112 centimeters squared and a base length that is 28 centimeters. Find the height. We're going to follow the steps exactly the same way. We're going to say area A. I'm going to write it up there, okay? Just for myself to have enough space. Area of a triangle equals BH over 2, as we agreed. Okay, but now I have the area, which is 112. So I'm going to substitute for A with 112 equals base times height. What's the base? The base is 28. What's the height? We need to find it. So it's going to be 28h over 2. Okay, what's next? Can't I do 28 divided by 2? Yes, we can. We can divide, get rid of the 2 here. 28 divided by 2 is going to be 14. So again, 112 equals 14h. So 28 divided by 2 is 14h. Now, how can we find the height? How can I find h? It's algebra. We get rid of the 14. How? It's multiplication over here, so we send it there. Division. So h equals what? 112 divided by 14, which is going to give you exactly 8. It's going to give you 8. So the height is 8 centimeters. Don't forget the unit. Don't forget to write centimeters. The same technique exactly is going to be followed in the other questions that we have down there. They're not on the screen right now. I cannot go down right now. But the same technique exactly is going to be followed there. Just write A equals BH over 2. Write the area itself. Write the base or the height, whatever you have, and then start dividing. 28 divided by 2 is 14. Get rid of the 14, exactly as if you're solving an equation in an algebra lesson. And then h is 8 centimeters. That's it. Moving on here to page 12, which is the last page in today's homework, is the area and volume and capacity. But this page has only area. Okay, so the area of a trapezium, what's the area of a trapezium? We agreed it's A equals H times B1, which is base 1, plus B2 over 2. So to find the area of a trapezium, we're going to multiply the height by base 1. In some books, it's called A, and other base 1 is A, base 2 is B. But in other books, is H times B1 plus B2. We add them up, and then the answer at the end divided by 2. Okay, so let's do here question A. How can we do it? I want you first to pause the video. Try to do it on your own. Once you're done with the answer and you want to check your answer, return to the video to check it. So pause the video now, try to do it on your own, applying this rule. All right, now A is the area, which is what we need to find, equals, the height is 8. We need to multiply by base 1 plus base 2, which is 8 plus 15 equals 23. So it's 8 times 23, and all is divided by 2. You got now one of the two options. You can multiply 8 by 23, and then at the end you get the half of it, which is divided by 2, or you can get the half before multiplying. So, oh, mister, you mean that I can really divide 8 by 2, which is 4, then I multiply 4 by 23? Yes, you can do this. It's going to give you at the end of the same answer exactly. So 8 divided by 2 is going to be 4. You multiply 4 by 23, it is going to give us exactly 92. 90, this is a 9, not a 4. 92. And here they didn't give us a unit for measurement, so we can just leave it 92 this way, or 92 centimeters squared, whatever. They didn't give us any. Oh, here they are. All measurements are in centimeters, so it is 92 centimeters squared. All right, what about the composite figures? Composite figure like in question 2 here, how can we do it? We need to split the shape. So the shape here, we have 2 rectangles. I'm going to split it this way, and then I find the area of the first part, then I find the area of the second part, then I add them up. Okay, so you can split it this way. Someone else might think, mister, I want to split it that way. And I have here one rectangle here and another rectangle here. All right, that's fine. If it's applicable and you can do it, go ahead. I decided to split it this way. So here, to find the area of the first shape, which is here, this one, shape 1, how can we find it? It's length by width. And pause the video, answer it on your own, return to the video to check your answer. 12 by 4 is going to be 48. So this is 48 centimeters squared. This is the area of this rectangle, 48. What about the area of the second rectangle? Here I measure it's 4 by 10. No, sorry, it's not 4 times 10. That would be a mistake. Why? Because we need to find the area of this rectangle. The width of this rectangle, yes, is 4, but the length, it's not 10. Because 10 is all of this. I want only this. Only 10 is all of this. Then what about this part only? How can we find the length of this part? Only this. It's not 10. 10 is all of this. All right. If you noticed, this is 4. So the rest of it is going to be what? What's the rest of it here? Again, look at this. All of this is 10. Part of it is 4. What's the other part? Yes. This is 6. So adding this with this is going to give me the same as this. So 6 and 4 is 10 exactly. This one is 6. Now I can get the area of this rectangle, of rectangle 2. It is 4 by 6, which is 24. So the area of this rectangle is 24. Now adding them up is going to give you 72 centimeters squared, which is the area of the composite figure. In such a question here, we have 3 shapes, so I need to do shape A, shape B, shape C, find the area. Here is A, here is B, and here is shape C. We need to find the area of shape A, and be careful, it's this by this. Oh, what is this, mister? You need to find it. I'm not going to answer this question for you. You need to find the area of shape B. Oh, mister, it is 15 times something here. No, it's not 15 because all of this is 15. All of this is 15. Well, let's answer this question, but please pause the video. Try your best to do it on your own as if you're doing the homework, and then return to the video to check your answer and understand the question better. All right, we agreed it's 5 times something. Shape A is 5 times this. But I don't have this. No, you actually, we have it. It's 10. This is 10. So the one that is opposite to it is also 10. So 5 times 10 is 50 centimeters squared. So this is the area of the first shape, first part of the shape, which is 50 centimeters squared. All right, let's look at C. It's also easy. How can we find it? C here, this is 10, and this is 5. So the area of shape or part C, 10 by 5, is also 50. Here you go. This is the area of the second part. What about B? How can we find it? Don't tell me it is 15. Wrong. Why? It says 15, mister. No, 15 is all of this. But I want only this. How can I know this? Okay, if this is 5 and this is 5, so what's the other part that is missing here? All of it is 15. Part of it is 5. The second part is 5. Then the third part of the 15 is going to be also 5. So this is 5. I want to use a different color. Now this, we agreed now, is 5, which is also the same as this part is 5. All right, now we got the width or the length, whatever, we'll see. What about this? Here, what is it? Okay, don't say it's 10. Why? Because all of this is 10. Yeah, but part of it here is 5. This part is 5. So what's the other part? Yes, it is also going to be 5. If all of this is 10, part of it is 5, then the other part is also 5. So that is how we're going to find the area of the third part. It is 5 by 5, which is 25 centimeters squared. So B is 25 centimeters squared. Now, the area of the composite figure is 50 plus 50 plus 25, which is going to be 125 centimeters squared. That's it, and see you tomorrow, inshallah.